Welcome to the Stellaris Show. I'm Volairen, and it's October 13th, 2024. Great to be here. Little word of warning, I'm not feeling my best. I have some stomach irritability going on, so I might be a little cranky today. We'll see how things go, but I think I'll be alright. I don't know if you noticed, but I just remixed the track again, the audio track that I've been using for a while. So this is a different mix of the same songs, but in a different order. So, you know, if you were getting a little bored of the repetitive music, hopefully this shakes things up a little bit. It is the same songs, but again, they're in a different order. Actually, this audio mix is consists of just the electronic music that I've vetted for Stellaris, and basically repeats once. So it loops after about an hour. So basically we've got 2 hours of music, you know, uninterrupted. If the music stops, that basically tells me that, yeah, I've been going over on my stream time. Maybe I need to end the show. So, or keep going, who knows. But anyway, so before we begin, this is the Stellaris show. We're gonna play Stellaris, but before we begin, I'm gonna do my little spiel that every YouTuber does, or something similar. And you know the deal, right? If you like my stuff, go ahead and like and subscribe to see more. That way I'll show up in your feed, you know, if you want me to. There is that bell icon, but I don't really think it works that well, honestly. Comment to let me know what you think. Yeah, this channel runs off comments, guys. And actually, in a few minutes, we're going to go ahead and go through some of the comments that, What I'd like to do is go through, like, comments, like, daily. You know, for each show, just go through Stellaris-related comments or channel-related comments that were made the current day. I'm getting comments frequently enough now to where, you know, I feel I can do that now. So I think that's something else cool that I want to do for the show. Hey, Echo, how's it going? But yeah, anyway, to continue my spiel, yeah, comment, let me know what you think. Your comments do matter. I answer most of them. I'm still in a position to where I can do that. The channel isn't too big to where I, you know, can't possibly answer them all. So until that day comes, I'll be answering most of them. Join the Discord and attend my live streams if you want to hang out with me. Join and become a member if you'd like to invest in the channel. All you do is hit the join button and watch the video. And if it's for you, go ahead and join. It helps me out. Otherwise, you know, thanks for everything you do regardless. You know, if nothing else, the view and the watch time, I appreciate it. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and look at some comments. So, I think... Let's see... Let's go to my dashboard, and... Now... Our numbers have been doing really well. Also, I want to give a shout out. Looks like one of our members rejoined. I just wanted to say thank you for that. Let's see, latest comments. I'm looking for the past 24 hours. See if I can do that. Okay. So, Frank Soto 4302 says, well done on my synthetic fertility video. Thank you, brother. Let's see. So, Moji Nola says, my typical habit is when I check a content creator site, I ignore shorts and only briefly look at videos to decide if I want or need or want something. This is about my this is about the post I left the other day about the short increase. I felt like I needed to respond to that. Obviously, it's a huge change in YouTube, so it's a big deal. Yeah, they're basically, if you haven't heard, they're gonna lengthen shorts to 3 minutes. Yeah, for obvious reasons. That's pretty controversial. That's a pretty controversial change. So, also, yeah. So, another post I left about shorts. You guys, I asked you guys whether or not you thought the way I create Stellaris shorts is better than the way I did recently, where I was using AI tools to help me, assist me in doing it. And you all unanimously said, even though it was only 6 votes, everybody said that they liked the shorts that I was doing myself better than what the AI was doing. So we are going to go with that from now on. And the numbers speak for themselves. I tell you, I mean, for one, I've got a backlog of shorts up to like a month out. So even if I don't come out with a video, I'm still putting out content for the algorithm. Now, I am going to come out with videos, don't get me wrong. I do not want to come out with 1 video a month. That is not good for me. Okay? But, like, just the fact that, like, if I need to, if something dumb happens, and you know many times in my life dumb things happen, I can step back for a second, and else my channel will still be churning out content. So, for you guys to watch. So that's the other thing. Also, it gives older videos, it'll give older videos exposure, and videos that I just came out with. So really, it's just a win-win for everyone, honestly. I think that change. So let's see. Okay, so Soapy Potato 25, he left an interesting comment. He asked about X-Slot weapons. So let's talk about that. You know, he said, "Is it better to have the T-Lance now?" And I have an unconventional opinion about this, and it's not by any means the meta, right? You know, people will tell you, "Oh, well, this X-Slot weapon's better than that because or whatever." I mean, and they'll give you a bunch of numbers. And look, it's really a lot simpler than this. All the X-Slot weapons do shitloads of damage. Like, stupid amounts of damage. So it really doesn't matter that I have more shields or I have more armor. If I get hit with an X-Slot weapon, anyone, Arc Emitter, T-Lance, Giga Cannon, this ship's gonna get fucked up. If not one shot completely. Like, it's gonna pretty much destroy the ship. So, I mean, now obviously there's some exceptions to that. Like, maybe if you're facing somebody with Titans, then yeah, you might want to try to counterplay there. But really, you don't really have to think about this too much, guys. You really don't. They do so much damage that really you just need to get the X-Slot on your carrier, and you're good. You know, whatever you get first. So if you get the Giga Cannon and that's what you have, don't worry about it. Just use the Giga Cannon. If you got the T-Lance, use the T-Lance. It's not a big deal. The big deal is that you have one. Okay, so that, I guess that's answers there. Now, someone asked what civics and origins I'm using for my Sonic 5342. He asked what what builds. I'm sorry. He asked what civics and origins I'm using for the Imperium Man. Well, basically, the origin, it would be under one rule. So, you know, the overpowered leader one, and then Fanatic Purifier is pretty much a must for my build that I have here. And then the second civic I had was Philosopher King, though there is some flexibility on that. There really is. And the third civic is really whatever the hell you want it to be, whatever fits your playstyle the best. Though one recommendation I would have is possibly, you know, consider Distinguished Admiralty, because, you know, Warhammer 40k, you know, the Imperium Man has an extensive, you know, naval fleet, and, you know, fleet commander history and you know, a lot of rich lore around the Imperial Navy commanders as well. There's a lot of, they get a lot of story time as well, though it's not obviously as covered in videos as much as, you know, the Space Marines and whatnot, but they still are a pretty important part of the lore, the you know, all the stories around the different naval fleet commanders and stuff. So Distinguished Admiralty would thematically fit, I think, is one of those that could thematically fit there. Anyway, that's all we got there so far. But yeah, anyway, thank you for your comments, guys. Appreciate it. And let's see, let's get back. Well, I'm glad you're doing good, Echo. So anyway, let's get to the game and let's unpause here, because I know you guys want to see some action now. So I'm not at war with anyone yet. This guy is my rival, but he does outnumber me a lot. But we are getting a positive opinion, so I think really this is going to turn around at any time, unless he declares war. Now this is interesting. We're our neighbor here, he is weaker than we are, but these guys are superior. So, and they don't like us. I think we actually need to put some envoys on this guy. As much I hate to remove that from them, yeah. And they're xenophobes, so yeah, we need to definitely be friends with them, or try. And they are starting to border us, so that is also not good. So we definitely need to, I think we need to improve our fleets this game, for sure. We need to start working on our fleets. Now, we got this little guy here, or we got this here, okay.
Construction completed.
We've basically filled out most of our borders here. We might be able to spill into this area, we'll see. But basically this is going to be the size of our empire for now, unless we conquer someone. Which we might do. We got this pesky stuff here. Still got this to take over. But this is basically the last frontier here, I think. So we better scoop this up before they do. We need some alloys.
We are being hailed.
Okay, they want a science, they want a research agreement. I'm inclined to do it because we're gonna need influence less and less as we, you know, fill out our territory, get finished with claiming systems. Okay, so I think increasing ship fire rate is what's probably most important right now. Though, I think we do need naval capacity. Ship build speed I'm not as concerned with. I actually think, yeah, we need to do that. We need to, you know, do good damage to star bases, so we need to get that pretty good. Had a little bit of inspiration on how I could improve my economy. Now, actually, let me mess with this here. Oops, no, that's not what I want to do. There we go. Oh, we can upgrade to fortresses. We do have some volatile modes, so I think maybe we could definitely do that. For sure. We don't have anything else we could use it for, but... now that we've done that, yeah, we need to make chemical plants so we can upgrade the rest of them. So yeah, that's something that we'll want to do. So this is a forge world. Okay, good. Alright. So forge world, probably should build an industrial district there as well. So going through our planets. Oh, I think we're still upgrading our ships. Yes, we are. Okay. That's why we're not getting any alloys. Oh, come on. Stop rivaling me. That's annoying. Now, they're going to war with someone, like... yeah, these people, these guys want to fuck with us. But they're at war with someone right now. So I'm not too concerned with them. But we should probably improve relations with them as well. Yeah, really, we just need to just pump out fleets.
Research concluded.
Research complexes. We gotta get them. We gotta get them. And now we'll need to start producing exotic gases. So there'll be that as well.
Ship upgrades applied. Construction completed.
Council agenda available.
Oh yeah, we want edicts funds for capacity subsidies. I'm gonna go ahead and take this system here.
System survey concluded.
Now, probably could take our forces and clear this out. But if we do, our energy credits are going to tank. Now I wonder if I can... Oh yeah, this one's filled out. Alright. So I'll just leave it alone. Always kind of bugged me how small the capital planet always was. Unless you're doing resource consolidation. It's kind of like... Dude, like, it's already hard enough to get habitable planets. Why would you gimp our starting planet? Like, man. Well, you could also get crappy habitables, too. So, like, yeah.
Construction completed.
Alright, we got some minerals. Let's go down the line and see what we can do here. Okay, so this is a small planet. Doing alright on minerals. Let's make another industrial district. You know what, let's make another generator district too. Even though I don't think... Well, no, we got some technicians. Okay. So this one actually has exotic gases on it. That's great. So we can't get rid of any of the Kyle blockers, so this planet's kind of done. We are gonna want... Now, there's a lot of... That's a lot of foundry drones that aren't being used. No, I have never played with mods. I've just decided not to over the years because I just kind of think, well, for me, I'd rather just be used to playing the base game because that's what my content is based off of, you know? I do from time to time consider, you know, maybe trying some mods. But really, I think the DLC is kind of enough for me. Especially with all the DLC that's out, it's pretty... I'm pretty comfortable and satisfied with the current amount of content that I have. Well, plus I do tutorials, right? So if I have a bunch of mods installed, it might throw those off, you know, or I might have to uninstall them and then play without them, or, you know what I mean? It's just kind of a hassle. Well, like you just said there, you know, if I had a mod that, like, you know, I was used to it, managing my planets really well, then, like, I wouldn't... It'd be harder for me to do a video, actually, that I'm thinking about doing. Now that I've been learning a lot more about, or even more about, economy than I've ever learned before. Yeah, I've learned some new tricks over the past year or so. And I think it is close to being time to share them with you guys. Much like I did in my older economic mastery video, you know, I actually had an economy video before that, but I had learned a lot since that video. That's what made me come out with my economic mastery video, was like, okay, this is all the good shit that I've learned since I've been playing all this time, for the 1,000 hours I've been playing, you know. And that was about a year ago. So I think really it might be time for that to get updated. And really just kind of... I'd probably just name it like 3.13 or something, you know. I like to name it by version now because they come out with so many versions. So people can easily look at that and go, oh yeah, this is new, you know. Let's look at this. That kind of thing. And so far that seems to be working because, I mean, you know, it clearly made an impact on, you know, my recent ship design videos performance. If I had just said ship design, that would have made no sense, but putting the 3.12 tag there, I think really, you know, is why it's been getting the views that it's been getting. And it is an update to, you know, my old ship design video, so people know right away that, oh yeah, this is new, this is not the old stuff that he had out before. So I do think there needs to be an updated, I think I do need to come out with an updated version. But see, it would be harder to do if I had mods, all these mods installed and was used to them, you know what I mean? Used to playing them. So that's actually, yeah, and like, yeah, so that's why I haven't really played with
Construction
mods
completed.
that much. Okay, so what's going on here? Okay, we have some tile blockers we can get rid of, and despite the price, we do need to do those. So we're gonna go ahead and sell some more stuff. So that one's pretty much locked. Though I would really like to I would really like to fill this out and get some workers here, but I don't really think there's anywhere else I can really spare, so we'll just let that ride. Now, I think definitely we could build another city district. We have a lot of districts available, so we could definitely build another city district. The rest of these, I think we just need to fill out. We don't need any more mining districts. Really, you know, and this one's not anywhere close to being filled, so we really don't need to buy districts. We can just buy a city district, get another building slot, and probably put down exotic gases, because we need to upgrade our research labs. So now, this one, this one's got a lot of soldiers on it. We got a couple fortresses upgraded. So I think what we're gonna do is, yeah, well, we definitely need to build some more city districts for some more strongholds. Excuse me. We were gonna do something else, but I forgot. Oh, yeah, the main, we need another maintenance drone. So we'll just increase that. So okay, so this has been producing alloys for us. So we'll go ahead and buy another city, or another city district. Yeah, and our amenities are doing pretty good. Yeah, and we'll just let them develop. The problem is that our forges right now are developing. They're not developed yet. They don't have a lot of pops, so once they get pops, we'll be getting a lot of alloys. Hopefully getting a lot of alloy production. So this one, this is a mining world, but we're not really mining right now. So I think we probably should buy another industrial district. Maybe a couple, or another city district. And we've already built a bunch of stuff here, so just go ahead and let that ride. You know what? We'll go ahead and do it. We'll get rid of that there. Those bastards took that Alpine world from us. What a piece of shit. That annoys the hell out of me. That really does. That was mine. And they skipped. Look, they skipped to do it. What a bunch of pieces of crap. That's something I would do. You're not allowed to be like me. You're not allowed to do what I do. I am the ultimate hypocrite. You cannot do that. You cannot play like a human. That's alright. We do need to come over here and take this over right here. Let's see.
Construction completed.
So, yeah, we got junk here too, so... Yeah, let's go ahead and... Yeah, get the... Why are you making... Oh... Okay, I guess they're started on the next fleet. This one's not that big, yeah, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, our energy deficit's like fucking tripled. So, not liking that. So, I think I am gonna have to do subsidies. Even though I don't want to. I don't think it's gonna help though. It's gonna cost us 40 unity. 40
Construction
unity a month.
Completed.
You know, I realize now that the game is kind of fucking me and like surrounding me with rivals. That's really fucking stupid. I just realized that, yeah. I'm surrounded by enemies on all sides. That's absolutely retarded. Yeah, good job, RNG. Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of contacts. But the good news is they're all going to war with each other, so for right now, at the moment, they're leaving us alone. Now, interesting, they have equivalent fleet power. They have superior economic power, but they're equivalent in science. Let's see. Now, the guys to the north, we gotta worry about them. They're superior in fleet power. And they're superior in fleet power. They actually aren't built up on our border anymore, so that's a good sign. Well, I think they're fighting right now, so...
Research concluded.
So I think we're okay, fellas. Overall, I think we're okay despite them rivaling us. I think we're okay. Yeah, we're gonna need FTL inhibitors, absolutely. They're probably gonna invade at some point, or they might, if we don't outpace them militarily, which we might be able to. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So, getting fucked on energy credits, even though I forked over the capacity subsidies. I just don't have a lot of technicians, I really don't. Yeah, this doesn't have nearly enough technicians to get the job done. Now, I think I did learn... Yeah, I did learn the, I did learn upgraded research labs, so... We are gonna have to definitely put a refinery drone up, for sure. And actually... Nope, we can't build anything else on there. Okay. So yeah, we'll definitely build gas refineries there. Build another stronghold. I think we should build some crystal plants, maybe. Just one. As much as I want to build gas. We just need to get a couple gas refineries going. And then we should be able to start upgrading our research labs. Which will kill our energy credits even more.
Engaging hostile forces.
So let's go over here and... No, you're not going that way. No, you're not. I know what will happen if I do that. I'll fucking... Dude, every time I've ever, like, taken my fleets and just went into dark territory, unless they're really big, I'll always run to fucking something like this. Something like this crap right here. Every fucking... It happens every time, I'm telling you. You'd think statistically it would be impossible for it to be that frequent, but I'm telling you, every time I've ever done it, I run into something like this. Though when my science ships are doing it, I hardly ever run into this, right? It's ridiculous. It's basically Murphy's Law hard at work.
Blocker cleared.
Okay. Now, that's interesting. That makes me want to put a scientist on there. But, nah, I might as well.
Knowledge
Nothing
is the
else to
key
pick.
to the universe.
Okay, we got more edicts funds. This is good. This is gonna raise our unity. And you know what? We're gonna... I don't know. There's some tempting ones on here. Tile blockers tempting, but nah. Especially the intel gain. Yeah, we just need to level that up a little bit more. Oh, interesting. We have... We're +1 on energy credits. I wonder what did that. So what's this? Okay, somebody got eliminated.
We are being hailed.
Okay, somebody wants a defensive pact. It's them, though. I don't know about that. My problem with that is that you are weak. You're weak. I don't go into defensive pacts with weak empires. I could subjugate you, though. But I have to be careful with that as well. I need 50 trust. I know the defensive pact will increase the trust. But really, like, they're really not in a position to defend themselves. They're really not. And I'm not in a position to defend them, so I really... Well, okay, so... Now, wait a minute. This is interesting. They have a defensive pact with them. They're probably going to vassalize them. I don't even think it's, like... I don't know. I don't even think it's worth it. Dude, stop. Stop harming relations. I hate you. Twirling my mustache here. Let's see, twirling my mustache, if I had one. I actually don't have one right now. Well, kinda. I got stubble going on right now. It's been a couple days since I shaved. Kind of one of the privileges of not working, really, and just being your own boss. Doing whatever the hell you want. Somewhat. Within the limits of my budget. You don't really have to shave every day. Let's see here. I'm not really dating right now, so... see. But that is off topic. You know, part of me is like, I don't give a shit that you guys don't like me. I think actually maybe I should start claiming your planets and taking them. Yeah, part of me is thinking about that, actually. Because you know me, I don't like playing tall. I don't like playing tall. I don't know when my mom bought these hot dogs, but they expired 2 months ago. Oh, God. Honestly, my experience with meat is like, just cook it really well and you'll be fine. But don't take my advice on that. I'm not responsible for whatever happens if you eat those hot dogs.
Blocker cleared.
Okay. We should have been surveying this a long time ago. And you should be surveying that. In fact...
Engaging hostile forces. Construction completed.
Yeah. Pork and chicken. Everybody's got different food allergies. I like money, so we're gonna go back and dock for that extra resource
We are
bonus.
being hailed.
So, very interesting. So, these guys, they actually want to be our vassal after all. That's great. So, integration prohibited. They just want to be a vassal. They don't want to be anything else. Yeah, I hate it. Like, if this happens to you, if they ask to be your subject, you need to pay attention to this right here. If this says bulwark, do not do it. Decline. In fact, I think we're just going to decline. Well, the reason I think we're going to agree is because it'll cost you influence to make the agreement yourself. But it's better to do that than to have a bulwark. Bulwark is bad. Like, they will take all your resources if you do that. So, yeah. Not a good idea. Plus, bulwark sucks anyway, so... Why decline bulwark? Well, for one, all bulwark does is upgrade their defenses. And, you know... I don't know if you've been following any of my comments section, but like it's very clear that star bases and defense platforms have been severely nerfed, like in this game, you know, over the past year or so. So this is a shit thing. I have that defense video, right? And it's still accurate, except the problem is right after I made that video, and the information is still current, but right after I made that video, you know, Paradox came out with all these sweeping nerfs to starbases and defense platforms. Now, it really doesn't matter how much fleet power that starbase has. A fleet like a third of its size will come in and one-shot it. Like, you know, we'll just walk right over it. Yeah, exactly. Hence, yeah, like I said, another example of how nerfs are fucking stupid. Now there is no point in making defense. So... why would I have a bulwark? Bulwark does, like, one, it costs me resources. So that's the thing. In order to get a bulwark, you have to, like, there's a resource percentage tax that goes along with that. So you have to give them your resources, a percentage of your resources, pretty high, like I think 30% or something. It's stupid high. It really is most of the time, especially if they're a bigger empire. So basically, you're doing that for basically little to no gain. Like the benefits they get aren't really going to make a difference in the grand scheme of things. So that's why I don't do bulwarks, because defense is severely nerfed right now, which is a real shame, because like now the way it is, you know, with those, because of those nerfs, if you're in a situation where, like right now, we're facing a bunch of bullies, your options are either to outfleet them or die, you know? Yeah, I mean, you basically, your options nowadays is like, you either outfleet the person that's bullying you, or you die, or, you know, let them win. I mean, you can't, building tons of defense platforms and star bases really isn't an option anymore. Now, what a lot of people do, and this is what you can still do, which is still good, is you can basically build a shield generator. You can build tons of fortresses. You can build fortress worlds on all your border and choke points, especially if you build habitats, you know, and you could basically go that route with an FTL inhibitor and make it very difficult for them to advance into your territory, to the point to where they just are not going to even, you know, the war exhaustion is going to tick up and they'll have to do a status quo. So that, I mean, so you can do a big stall like that, but then again, there are things that they can do about that. You know, they could have a bigger army, for one. They could have, you know, mega war forms and other, you know, they could just have a better army with more technology. So really, yeah, other than building fortress worlds, it's really not viable. Defense just isn't viable anymore, unfortunately. Like I said, now, like, again, I'm gonna make this clear to everyone. The only reason I keep my defense video up or don't edit the title in any way right now is because it's technically not misleading. If you want to know how to do defense, that video is still valid. So if the day comes where they undo the nerfs, or they make defense great again, you know, that video should be relevant. And if it's not, then I will say that it's old, just like I did with the habitat video, and I will update it. You know, I will make an updated version of it. Be careful, dude. No politics, but like, yeah. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, like, yes, Paradox, please make defense great again, please. You know, I really, I mean, the thing of it is, or at least make it balanced, right? Make it an option. Make defense an option. If I put tons of alloys into making defense platforms, I should get something out of that instead of a bunch of battleships just rolling in and just one-shotting my starbase. Like, come on, dude. And all my defense platforms. It's like, dude, come on. Like, they could lose some ships, seriously. But no, I'm telling you, the last time I tried defense, I spent like half my alloys on making defense platforms, and I got all the bonuses right. I got every bonus I could think of. I just banked hard on defense, and they just rolled in with like a fleet like a third of the size and just took it out without losing that many ships. I was like, what the fuck? Like, really, dude? Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I don't think you should be able to become invincible with you know, going defense, but like, especially if you organize your build around defense, you should be you know, you should benefit from that. Like, you should be powerful. You know, if you should be able to choose that route and be rewarded for it. I mean, at the same time, though, what you shouldn't be able to do is just, oh, he's coming. All right, now I build all the defenses and stuff and start getting bonuses. That you know, then yeah, he should just roll right through and just knock your shit down. But if you're built for that, like if you made a, you know, a bulwark empire, you shouldn't get rolled like that. You really shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, well, especially, for example, I can't pull it up. God, I wish they would let you look at the fucking traditions before they were available, so you could plan and look at the bonuses and stuff. But that's something else that I don't know why it's like this. But basically, God, I don't even know what, unyielding, okay? Like, in the unyielding tradition, they could do all kinds of cool stuff with that tradition, that more than what they do right now. You know? They can make it so that, like, you know, maybe it has damage reflect or something. That would be incredible, honestly. If you had like a bonus that, you know, reflected damage in some way, you know, did damage reflect, that would fuck shit up. Like, that would definitely make it more viable for sure. Taking unyielding, you know what I mean? Because then all those alpha strikes would like they would still win, but they would lose a lot of ships. You know what I mean? From their alpha strikes, getting damage reflect. I mean, that, I don't know how they would you know, make that canon, but yeah, there's all kinds of stuff they could do. The bonuses on unyielding could definitely be better, and they could even come out with like special, you know, defense platform types that you can only have access to if you're doing unyielding, right? So, like maybe just an assault defense platform or something where like it's got double the range and shit like that. You know, where fleets just can't come in and range it with X-slot weapons. You know what I mean? Like, they're still gonna get hit. You know? That kind of... And then special weapons that you only get from unyielding. You know? Similar to, like, maybe ion cannons or whatnot. Like, where they have really long range, they do a lot of damage. Like, basically, maybe... Or even make it so that defense platforms have their own X-slots. Like, where defense platforms can have X-slots. Honestly, if they made that change, that would be significant. I think... And they balanced it right, I think that would really fix the problem. But you could only do it on unyielding, right? So your build would need to be centered around defense in order to get that. Then I think that would be legitimate, honestly. Then an empire could turtle, right? You could turtle as an empire, you know, become the crisis or do whatever the hell you want to do, and win the game that way. You know, I'm always a fan of options, right? I am not a fan of linear bullshit. You know, I never have been. You know, let us play the way we want to play, right? Sorry, I'm on a rant. Let's get back to the game. Unpause it. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like, let us play the way we want to play. You know, give us options. So we're gonna look at this real quick. So let's look at unyielding the state of it right now, okay? So, let's see, defensive zeal. Defense platforms have their hull points and damage increased by 33%. Now that's pretty good, okay? And star bases, that's pretty good, but it doesn't fix the range problem. See, now defense armies, I don't give a flying fuck about that. They should just take that out. You know, I mean, yeah, defense. I guess if you were banking on armies, I guess that would help. But really, honestly, all this stuff should be around the star bases and defense platforms. That's really the bread and butter of defense. Period. Like, if you don't have those, they're, you know, unless you're doing like Imagino World kind of thing. I mean, really, you're not gonna you're at least not going to, you're not going to stop them from bombarding your planet, is what I'm saying. So, now I guess this is cool too, I guess, but then again, they're focusing on the planets. They're not focusing on the star bases and the defense platforms. We need more bonuses to those. I mean, hostile claim influence cost, that I don't give a shit about that at all. Let's see. So starbase capacity, that's good. Upgrade cost, that's decent. I mean, that's actually very helpful. You know, if you're going to make a lot of star bases, they do get expensive, so that will save you a lot of alloys in the long run. Because they are really expensive, especially if you're like building fortresses and stuff. You start building fortresses, that is expensive. That's like almost like building mega structures, honestly. So this defense against hostile operations, espionage is bullshit. We don't even need that in there. That's a useless stat. Let's see. So while in a defensive war with another empire, ship build speed is increased by 33%. Why are we building ships? Why are we building ships in a defense empire? We don't want to build ships. We want to build platforms. Like, or maybe ship build speed, maybe it counts towards that. Maybe it does. So, check me on that. But and ship fire rate, maybe the defense platforms are considered ships. If they are, then this is great. I guess this is all right. But like I said, really, there's so many other things that they could do with this, and so many useless stat bonuses that don't matter. Like, they could easily replace those with something that does matter. Now let's look at the tradition itself, what it gives us. So when you unlock the agenda, you get 2 more star bases. I mean, that's cool, I guess. Upgrade speed 50%. Now that's significant. That's good. But really, they could give you more. They really could. And the finisher. Now, defense platforms cap 50%. That is significant. That's really good. Starbase upkeep minus 20%. Sure. So, Martial Alliance Federation type, I really don't give a flying fuck about that. Who cares about federations? This is unyielding. If we wanted federations, we'd do the diplomacy tree. Why don't you put something like that there? We don't need it here when you could have something better. Like I said, so I think overall, really, at best, the bonuses here are mixed as far as their effectiveness. So really, they need to fix defense. They need to upgrade unyielding. They need to overhaul it. They need to increase the bonuses drastically, I think. They need to make unyielding really cool. Like, they need to make it really tempting to pick. Like, just for fun. Like, they need to make unyielding fun. That's what I think. And right now, the way it is isn't very fun. I mean, it helps, but yeah, it's not going to make the build. It really isn't. So I don't think. I think really. I mean, see, the thing is, the good bonuses that they have here still doesn't fix the fact that starbases and defense platforms are completely ineffective right now. I think Stellaris 2 should happen sometime. Some parts of the game seem like they need overhauls that would require a totally new platform. There has been rumors that they're going to do a second Stellaris. I don't really know about that, man. Honestly, I have mixed feelings about it. I think they're probably just going to keep rolling out expansions. Sadly, and this is another trend in the gaming world that I actually don't like, that I also have had mixed feelings about over the years. It seems like there's been this trend over the past decade or so to not... It kind of started with Minecraft, to like not really make a sequel or anything and just update the game that was made like 10 or 15 years ago. There are obvious problems with that, but that seems to be the norm lately, is just let's just update the existing game instead of, let's not take any risks, right? So instead of making, the engine and making the whole game better, yeah, I mean, it's like it's like basically here's the problem. So let's look at Warcraft, not World of Warcraft, but actual Warcraft. I'm talking about the old school Warcraft game, the first game Blizzard made, right? Imagine if they had, instead of coming out with Warcraft 2, which was absolutely fucking amazing compared to Warcraft 1. Even though Warcraft 1 was a good game, right? People enjoyed it. I enjoyed it when it came out. It was the first of its kind I'd ever seen, right? But imagine if they had just updated Warcraft 1, kept adding maps, kept adding campaigns, and never came out with Warcraft 2. They never came out with Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness. Dude, the gaming world would be missing something today. So, and I believe that's what's been happening. Instead, we're just updating Warcraft 1 instead of making Warcraft 2 or Warcraft 3. And some might argue that Warcraft 3 was an even bigger step up from Warcraft 2. Though that's debatable, because there is a lot of things in Warcraft 2 that are different in a good way from Warcraft 3. Like, for example, when I first played Warcraft 3, I wasn't a very big fan of the whole hero system. I actually did not like it. I liked full-scale war. I did not like, I liked big battles and full-scale war. I didn't like this, less units and more heroes bullshit. I didn't like it. But they wanted to go the role-playing route, so, and it was still fun. Warcraft 3 was still fun, the original. I'm not talking about the Reforged. But, like, the original was still amazing. It's just that was one of the things I didn't like about it, was that, they took away from the full-scale war aspect to the, like, to banking on heroes and stuff, and that's when the MOBAs were born and all that, and I don't like MOBAs. I know a lot of you do, it's cool, but I never agreed with the whole MOBA thing. I'm like, why on earth would I, why would I play Dota when I can play Overwatch? And I could be the hero instead of having to click around. And like I said, it's all apples and oranges and, different opinions and stuff, but I think everybody can agree that today we're updating Warcraft 1. We're not making Warcraft 2. We're not making Warcraft 3. We're not evolving, is basically my point. I think the evolution of games is stagnating because of this phenomenon of just updating the base game instead of making a sequel and taking that risk. The thing of it is, too, if your development company doesn't suck, and that's another problem that definitely is a thing lately. See my DLC video for more info about that. But if developers were as good now as they were like 20 years ago, we could come out with sequels no problem. But now, because the developers are so bad, it is a super huge risk for them to make a sequel because they can't perform. So, yeah, their sequels have and are likely to flop, which perpetuates the problem further, So, I think really, but yeah, it's definitely a problem I see. So when it comes to Stellaris 2, I'm not sure it's ever going to happen, guys. I really don't. I'm really not sure. Now, I could eat my words like, hell, tomorrow, still, Paradox could come out with a trailer. I'd be thrilled. But at the same time, I'd also have concerns about it as well. Because here's the thing, Echo, and this is the sad part. Because of all the shitty business practices of modern gaming today, like, I have mixed hopes about a Stellaris 2. A big part of me is like, you know, are they going to come out with a total stinker? Because it's a huge, you know, I mean, just 10 years ago, you know, stinkers like were very rare. You know, total stinkers to big franchises were rare. You know, it just didn't happen very much. But now it's like every other game is a stinker. Like games we look forward to, right? Including Stellaris 2. And Stellaris 2, make no mistake about it, would be one of those games that we'd be looking forward to, that there'd be all this hype around. They build all this hype, right? And then it just turns into a stinker. And everybody throws up their hands and goes, what the hell is going on? You know? Now, I know what's going on. And any of you that have watched YouTube for a while has seen some videos that are on point about this stuff. But I'm not going to get into that, obviously, because that's, one, not the main focus of my channel, right? I did hint at some of it in my DLC video. But, you know, I also want to protect this channel, and I want to keep making money from it. So, you know, that's kind of the thing. Yeah, see, I think I can say this safely without getting demonetized. Games today, AAA games, their focus is money. How much money can we get from our player base while putting as little work and effort into it as possible? That is a super toxic paradigm. I mean, it's no wonder games are turning out the way they have been lately. You know? It's ridiculous. That notion needs to be cut out. That's the real problem, guys, I'm telling you. The mentality now, at least with AAA developers, is how much money can we get from our player base while giving as little in return. That's pretty much, I'm telling you, that's the strategy. It's very clear, it's very apparent. And, you know, and you know, I'm not going to talk about, look, and I don't even need to get political at all to make that statement. It's pretty damn clear, regardless of the politics involved. And I do believe that there is politics involved, but I am not going to talk about that on this channel because I don't want to get demonetized. I don't want to get crap. I don't want to lose half my subscribers. You know, you guys, and you know, no, please try to, you know, not make political comments on this channel. I really appreciate it. Like I said, the thing is, I know if I went political on this channel that it would be over. You know, it would only be a matter of time before, you know, bad stuff would happen. And I want to protect this channel, right? I love you guys. I love this channel. This is my baby. I've worked on it for years. I don't want to see all that go to waste. So I try to not do that. So that, you know, my goal is to not do that with this channel. So, but like I said, there definitely is problems in gaming right now, especially in the AAA space, and things do need to change. You know, I think I can safely say this too, and I'm not going to name any games in particular. You guys can figure out what those are pretty easily. But I mean, there are games right now that basically the games industry is wasting hundreds of millions of dollars on games that do absolutely nothing. They make no revenue. It's like a black hole opened up. They grabbed a chest full of $1 million bills and just threw it into the black hole. Like, yeah, and yes, I do agree with you, Echo. I'm not going to repeat it, but yeah, I mean, you know, but that's the most I'm going to say about politics on the channel is that one, we don't do it here. We don't talk about that stuff here. You know, it will endanger the channel if we start talking about it. I don't want to talk about it. I mean, I won't mention it, but you guys can read between the lines, right? You can read between the lines. Everybody's aware of what's going on right now. I don't even need to talk about it. You know, I really don't. But if nothing else, politics aside, like the agenda for most AAA companies today, again, is how much money can we sucker from our player base while giving as little in return, you know, as little time invested on the product. So that's basically the bottom line in business in gaming today, which is really sad and disgusting, I think. The way it used to be was, how can we make a game that's better than anything else out there right now? How can we beat our competitors? How can we make a game that's better? You know, how can we kill Call of Duty? How can we kill StarCraft? How can we kill, you know, or how can we, you know, how can we make the next Minecraft killer? You know, that's really what these developers should be thinking about, right? That's the questions that they should be asking themselves. How can we make an even better game? Because the thing of it is, and I don't understand why. Well, some companies recognize this, like Larian Studios, for example. You know, Baldur's Gate. They recognize, you know what? Let's just focus on making a great fucking game, and then the revenue will take care of itself. And that's exactly what happened. Now, did they get every single penny that they could have gotten from that IP? Of course not. But you know what? They don't need those extra pennies. And on top of that, if they had tried to do that bullshit, there's a good chance that they would have wound up with nothing. Like some of these other titles that were basically money black holes. That's what I'm gonna call them. You know, money, big giant money sinks. You know, we've got all these flops that have cost the gaming industry billions of dollars. Literal billions. A fucking game. Sorry, I'm getting off topic here, but anyway, but yes, we're talking about Stellaris 2. I'm cautious, right? I'm like, you know, Stellaris 2, if Paradox does it, if they do decide to do it, there's a possibility that it'll end Paradox. It'll end my channel. It will be the end. Like, it will, you know, it will kill Stellaris, you know, and I think that's why they haven't done it for so long, because I think Paradox is aware of that too, that if they screw Stellaris 2 up, it's over. You know, there goes. Well, I'll survive, but I will be on hard times. All the YouTubers will be on hard times, you know. So that's the other reason I have mixed feelings about it, right? Because I want to keep my numbers up, just like any other YouTuber. So I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I'm definitely concerned about, but at the same time I want it, right? Because if they do it right, if they make a game, if they make a proper successor, yeah. Like, for example, I can't think of a better example of an amazing successor than StarCraft 2. I really can't. StarCraft to StarCraft 2, StarCraft was already amazing, right? And they took it and they made it just godlike. You know? StarCraft 2, it's like StarCraft 1 was amazing, StarCraft 2 was godlike. If they can do that with Stellaris, they're set, you know? We'll have like a golden age, seriously. But like I said, the way games are going lately, man, it makes me sweat, dude. I'm telling you, the idea of Stellaris 2 makes me sweat. It does. Yeah, and especially Skylines 2. After Skylines 2 flopped, Stellaris 2 flopping is a real possibility for sure. So I really, yeah, man, like, the idea makes me sweat. It really does. So Kerbal Space Program, they came out with the sequel to that and it flopped too? What is going on? What the fuck is going on? I mean, like, really, just you want to come up to these developers, scream at them and go like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know, like, seriously, dude. Even Kerbal Space Program fucked it up, man. And these guys aren't even technically AAA developers. Wow. I mean, they're not even AAA developers either. Like, technically, Paradox is a AA, you know, at best. That's crazy. What is going on? Like, yeah, dude, the gaming industry needs help right now. It really does. You know, like I said, politics aside, I think everyone can agree that, like, gaming has got some serious issues right now. The games industry is really hurt. And it's really sad because they don't need to at all. They just need to use some goddamn common sense. And just appease their player base. That's all they gotta do. All they gotta do is make games for their players. If they start making games for their players, putting money out of their heads, I'm telling you, the money will come. You know, like, you think back when they made StarCraft 2? Do you think that they put money first? No, they put the game first. And the game was fucking incredible. And it made millions. It made shitloads of money, right? It was the most successful RTS financially, I'm pretty sure, than that was ever made. You know, StarCraft 2. And then they made 3 expansions off of it. Or, okay, how many? Okay, Heart of the Swarm, Legacy of the Void. For those of you that know StarCraft 2, most of you do. Most of us have played that game, let's face it. Yeah, they made 2 more expansions off of it, and then they had co-op. Co-op was successful as well. I loved co-op. I bought all the commanders. Because every time I bought one, like in my DLC video, it added hundreds of hours of replay value for me. So it was worth it to me to spend $10 on one commander, even though it looks like, oh, that's just one commander. Well, I'm telling you, it's a completely different build that you're going to be able to play for hours and hours and hours. So, yeah, like, StarCraft 2 was a monumental success financially for Blizzard. That's why they kept it going on as long as they did. Yeah, well, I wouldn't suggest picking up Blizzard now because I don't believe in the developer, but I'll tell you right now, if you did pick up StarCraft, especially StarCraft 2, you would not regret it. It is a great fucking game. It really is. It's just too bad the developers are shit and I don't support them anymore. But, like, you know, and I won't recommend anybody plays any of their games until Blizzard pulls their head out of their ass. You know, but I don't think they're going to. Like I said, I think these AAA developers are stuck. I think some AA developers too. And now we're on this topic. And I'm sorry to cut into the gameplay like this, guys. I just this is a crazy discussion that we're getting into. Now I do have, yeah, let's go ahead and get that. But yeah, dude, the whole Stellaris 2 thing, I think, is a topic worthy about having a discussion about, for sure. I mean, yeah, Stellaris 2 really, I mean, it could break us, man. Like, really. And that's really freaking sad. I think, really, really sad. You know, and maybe Paradox turns it around and they get their heads out of their butts. You know, they recognize their flaws and whatnot, and the problems that they're having. You know, the stuff that caused the Skylines 2 debacle. And to be fair, it's still got mixed reviews and some people still like it. So they didn't completely screw it up. But yeah, just the fact that Skylines 2 wasn't absolutely amazing and groundbreaking, you know, the way StarCraft 2 was for StarCraft, like, really, that's the standard that every designer, every developer should be going for. Not towards how can we raise our bottom line. That's bullshit. So, yeah, I mean, really. Anyway, that's how I feel about StarCraft 2. Or Stellaris 2, sorry. There's a lot on the line, you know, with that idea. But however, how much longer can we keep updating the same game? At some point, we're going to need something new, right? You know, we're going to need to update the engine.
Ready.
We need to update the mechanics, that kind of thing. You know, that's kind of the thing. Now, something they could do, they could go forward with Stellaris 2, but they could have a backup plan if it fails to keep working on Stellaris, you know, the base game. That's kind of, they could still work on the base game. So, like, kind of how they did with StarCraft 1. I hate to keep going back to StarCraft, but there's a lot of great examples here of what to do right. You know, they still updated and worked on StarCraft 1, not as much as 2, but they still worked on 1, because there's plenty of people that still liked 1, you know? Like they had StarCraft cartooned and stuff coming out with that. You know, that was pretty decent. You know, they had, yeah, they had some, they added things over the years and small updates here and there, like,
System survey concluded.
I think they could just, you know, or they could do, so here's an example. I think even if Paradox screws it up, they could do what No Man's Sky did and just start adding content like crazy and just work on it like a madman and just turn it around. They could do that as well, but it'd be a lot of work. It'd be a lot of development time. It'd be a big investment for them. So, yeah, I think just I think the games industry right now is crippled by greed. That's what I think is really going on. I think it's gotten too corporate, too corporate, and just too much greed.
Completed.
Really. And I think the competitive spirit that used to be in the games industry just isn't there anymore, for various reasons. Politics aside, really, just, you know.
Construction completed.
And I hope you guys understand my position on politics in this channel and why I just don't go there, you know? So it's not
completed.
It's not that I don't see the issues. I guess I guess that's as far as I can go there. I think I can say that safely, you know. It's just that's not what my channel is right now, and I don't want it to be that, you know, because I've seen what happens to channels that go that route, and nothing good really happens to that channel afterwards. Really, you know, those people struggle a lot more than if they were to just focus on the game and, you know, the gameplay and, you know, make tutorials like I'm doing and just keep it safe, I guess. Now some people, they don't give a fuck, right? And they go full bore into that topic, and, you know, they don't look back, and it doesn't bother them, and that's cool. But I would like to go somewhere, you know. I do want to make a living doing this. I do eventually want this to be my main source of income, at least for a while. If you guys really want to know my grand plan, for me, it's basically to get, like any YouTuber, to get to a point to where this is paying most of the bills. This is paying, like, you know, I'm making some serious dough with this. You know, it's every YouTuber's dream. Make no mistake about it. Don't let any YouTuber tell you otherwise. You know, we're all human, right? And we all have ambition. So, I mean, this is my ambition. And obviously I want to get big, right? I'd like to get big enough to where I'm making enough to live comfortably and enough to invest. Once I get to that position, well, the other thing too is right now I live off of a pension, but that pension is vulnerable and subject to change at any time, you know, without warning. And now it's been stable for many years. I haven't had, you know, I'm not going to go into all the details of why that is or whatever, but it's not 100%. I'm not 100% secure right now. I have a Damocles sword hanging over my head. I do. So, exactly. So, like, for example, if I could just get 1,000 a month doing this, just 1,000, I would be able to save and invest a lot of money, especially over the course of months or maybe years. You know, so that being said, like, even that I think is a reasonable goal, right? I don't think I'm being too greedy. Like, I think that's a reasonable expectation. You know, if I work hard enough, I could at least get there. But let's say, but of course I would like to go further, right? You know, I want to take it as far as I can. And so what's the end game for me? Well, I'd like to get to a point to where I'm making and investing enough each month to where I can start actually living off of the investment itself. I would like to invest in other countries, or this country included, the Philippines. I'd like to kind of, and then maybe be like a, well, just, I'd like to, basically investments is the third stage for me. That is the end game for me. At that point, really, I will just be doing this for fun for you guys. And I would still do it. I guarantee you guys, even if that day came, I mean, I might do less uploads, obviously, for obvious reasons, but I'll never stop uploading. I'll still be around. I'll still do this. But it'll be for fun. It'll just be for you guys. It'll be because I like it. You know, money will have no bearing as to what I do with my channel, or what, you know, whether or not I get on. You know, that's where I would like to be. That is exactly where I'd like to be. So that's my goal, guys. If you really want to know what my end game is, that's my end game. Is basically to get, you know, to get to a place where I don't ever have to worry about money again, at least not realistically, and I can, you know, maybe even build a legacy, though, you know, I mean, and the other thing too, it's not just build as much wealth as possible, but for me, it's also like giving back. I would like to do things for people. I'd like to help people, you know, philanthropy, basically. Yeah, and yeah, once I am secure, once I am financially secure, or as financially secure as I could possibly be, you know, I mean, then, yeah, that's all I would see. Here's the secret, really. Here's the secret. The more you help people, the more you contribute to society and civilization and your fellow man, the happier you are going to be. I guarantee it. I get more feels from helping people than I ever did being perfect, or being acceptable, or being validated. You know, it's like the whole principle of seeking to understand before being understood. You know, like for example, I know this person who is right now they're suffering, right? Now I can't you can't ever fix somebody's problems for them, but you can help them fix it themselves. And I would love to just do that with everybody I know, and be like, hey, let's talk about what you need to improve your situation here. You know, what could you do? You know, what do you think you could do about this? It's like, and then the person's like, okay, well, I could do this, but I would need to do this and this. Well, you know what? I could help you here. You know, I could get you halfway, right? Can you get the rest of the way? It's like, yeah. And then I would do that for them and see what happens. Now, if they mess up or they don't follow through, that's on them. And maybe I won't offer help anymore in the future, but really, I just, yeah. I'm that kind of guy. I really am. I want to be as selfless as possible. I want to get out of self as much as possible. Now, that's impossible to do that 100% for most people, myself included, but like the more it's like a target you try to hit, right? You don't always hit it. But my overall arcing goal is to, you know, is to basically leave the world better than how I found it. I guess is
system survey
is like,
concluded.
And better meaning like, you know, just better for all, you know, not, you know, do amazing things, you know, make a difference, really, is what I would be using that wealth for, not just to, you know, flash my Ferrari or something. Yeah, don't even get me started on that. Like, you know, or like, you know, or flex. I mean, I might, of course, like anybody, I might flex a little bit, but like seriously, like that's not my goal. My goal is not to flex. I have no desire for that, really, at least right now. And you know what? I know it's not going to make me happy. That's the thing. I know that flexing won't make me happy. It'll make me feel good for like maybe 5 seconds, you know? But really, at the end of the day, I gotta live with myself. I mean, yeah, if I'm that stupid wealthy, I mean, I might get one. Just to say I got one. But really, it would not be high on my priorities. It really wouldn't. In fact, I heard somebody say once that, like, after a certain point, you get to a point to where there is nothing left to buy. Well, what do you do then? You're still left with you. You are still left with you at the end of the day. Wherever you go, there you are. So that's what I consider. What is really going to fulfill me? I don't think it's any vice or flexing or anything that's going to make me happy in the end. What really makes people happy? I think it's service, honestly. I think it's selflessness. You know, giving back. Helping your fellow man. Yeah, or private jets or whatever, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, really, I almost want to say that I don't need that shit. I mean, the only reason for me, and this is just bullshit talk here. We're just bullshitting, guys. And honestly, I think after this, I'll end the stream, since we're really been off topic for a little bit now. If you guys that just want to see me play the game, you can go ahead and go. It's cool. I'll see you guys tomorrow. But like, let's talk about this a little more, for sure. If you guys want to hear me talk about this stuff, stick around. But yeah, tomorrow we'll play this same build, and hopefully we'll stay more on topic. No, it's okay. It's not your fault, man. It is what it is, right? This stuff, I do think this stuff needs to be talked about. It's just you know, and we've been going for an hour and 30 minutes, so like, yeah, I think people have gotten their fix for the day for sure. And this is usually when I end the stream anyway. So, you know, about the topic of like private jets and like super endgame stuff, like stuff that like very small percent of the population ever experience. Like, really, I could really only see myself doing that if there was a necessity for it. Like a real necessity, like I needed to be here really fast. Well, technically the fastest, and this is why rich people do it, the fastest way to get from one side of the globe to the other is to use a private jet. I mean, so if I did need to be somewhere really fast to make a huge difference, like a huge business deal or something that's going to help a lot of people, right? Then yeah, I would probably get a private jet in that case. That would be cause for me to get one of those things. But other than that, and then the mega yacht thing, I mean, why do I need a yacht that big? Really, that's what first question I asked myself. Do I really need something that big? Like, really? It's like, okay, so I need a truck to haul 500 kilograms of plywood. So, but instead of using a Ford F-150 or whatever, I get a monster truck. Okay, I don't think we need the monster truck, buddy. That's how, look, this is how I think, really. This is how I've always thought and felt. I think there comes a point to where, really, there's no point, you know? And like, what... And really, so the ego is something I'm always trying to keep in check in my life, you know? And if I'm doing something just to satisfy my ego, that's never a good thing. It's not. It never works. It never works out. But for one, at the very least, you're not satisfied. After all the work you did, you're not satisfied. Happens every time. I can count on one hand the times where I did something 100% because of ego, and I was satisfied afterwards. Never happened. It's never happened. In GTA Online, when they first released yachts, I really wanted one. Took me years, and I got the most expensive one. And basically never used it. Really only looked at it. Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's just ego. The only reason you have it is ego. Just, you know... I mean, other than to say you did it, right? Now, I mean, acting on ego isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? I mean, it does feel good. It's okay to indulge once in a while, but like, there's got to be balance, you know? And I see so much imbalance today with this ego stuff. Really, you know, I feel like people should be keeping that in check. Well, the other reason I've also observed that if you don't keep that in check, you're going to become more miserable and more miserable. It's about it, dude. Just watch. You know what I used to do? I used to watch downfall YouTube videos. I still do from time to time, like videos about YouTubers' downfalls. And some of the common themes I would run into over and over again was that basically they got into ego flexing. You know, their ego took control, and they started making stupid decisions because of you know, their ego. And you know, they started doing stupid things like copyright striking people, and you know, getting into bad relationships, and just all kinds of crazy stuff. It's no different than when somebody wins the lottery. You know, when somebody wins the lottery, what do most people do? Well, they blow it on drugs and alcohol. A lot of them. They just party for like 3 years, and in 3 years they're bankrupt. You know, they were going to the casino every day, and they just blew it all. Blew it all on vices and ego. You know, they bought all these cars that they couldn't afford or maintain. You know, they bought a house that was like, you know, 5 times the size of what they really needed. You know, and didn't consider the fact that like there's taxes involved and things like that they're going to continue to have, and maintenance that they're going to continue to have to pay for years and years and years. Like, just poor planning, right? God, I'm getting to some really off-topic things. Yeah, guys, really off-topic stuff here. You know, the Stellaris part of the show is over. Okay, yeah. So if you're here for just Stellaris, please, you know, just off-click now. Go. We'll be here tomorrow for sure for more Stellaris. So, yeah, like it's crazy, man. Like, and so I've watched all this stuff over the years, and like really, it's taught me a lot, and just kind of like what not to do as a YouTuber, you know, and really, now I know that's rich coming from me now. I'm still, you know, I'm still where I'm at now, and there's still no telling what will happen or what I might do if I get into a position to where I would have to make choices like that, you know, where those things would be a possibility for me to do. But honestly, I do feel like I've worked on myself enough to not especially engaging in vices of any kind, you know, especially, you know, drugs and alcohol. It's just, so yeah, there's most lottery winners, they take that route, right? But some lottery winners, one, they don't tell anybody, but even if they do, they immediately go to like Charles Schwab or something and they invest all of it. I mean, that's the smart move, okay? And that's what I would do. I feel like I'd like to think I'm one of those people, okay? I'm that person that would do that. Of course, I would probably take out like maybe 10 grand or something and just splurge a little bit, like any normal human would. I'd go out to dinner, whatever, celebrate. But after that, most of that is going away. I mean, most of that's getting put away. Yes, and yes, the lawyer definitely would be a thing. CPAs, you know, tax attorneys, that kind of thing. Absolutely. I would be investing in that as well. You know, that's the stuff I think about when I get, you know, large sums of money. You know, I don't think about, I don't think about how can I blow this as quickly as possible, or what can I buy? I think about, okay, how can I use this to my advantage? You know, how can I further my ambition, or what good use can I put this money towards? You know, now I've made my share of bad investments, right? But over the years, I definitely had investment in mind, in which I recommend to anybody. You just have investment in mind whenever you're dealing with money. And you gotta, and that's why I say invest in the channel, right? If you become a member, because that's what I believe, right? I believe you're investing your money into my channel, and you're helping me get big and get, you know, more resources, so that I can give you something in return, you know, and I can keep on giving. So really, that's kind of how I look at it, you know. Now, it's not a monetary investment, right? Obviously, it's an expense. You know, that's, you know, I'll be honest there. You know, that is true. But what you get back is more than just monetary. So, like, there's lots of different investments that aren't monetary. Like a relationship, for example. Say I have a really good friend who, even though I don't make any money off of him, not directly, and he doesn't work for me or anything, you know, we don't have any kind of business together or anything, but man, does he give me good advice. Well, yeah, I'll pay for dinner. You know, I'll go to his house to hang out with him. I'll spend my time, attention, and resources to hang out with this guy, because his advice is fucking amazing, and that actually pays for itself. So that's an example of, like, you know, having really strong friendships, like, is definitely an investment. You know, can be an investment when there's not any money involved at all. So that's how I view, you know, memberships on this channel. That's how I want to treat them. You know, so, but anyway, yeah, so I try to check my ego at all times whenever possible. You know, as irritated as I get sometimes, or as much as I scream at this game, I at the end of the day, you know, I like to know what I did wrong. I make sure that I am capable of admitting when I'm wrong or when I've made a mistake, being aware of my mistakes. And now the trick there is too, is that I don't, you know, I need other people to do that. So that's kind of where helping people also comes in. You know, when you share, right? Sharing is caring. When you follow that principle and you give back and you help each other, lift each other up, you know, that's what humanity is all about, I think, really. And that is what's fulfilling. You know, being a part of something greater than yourself. I think really just, you know, being of service is just, yeah. So that's what I would do with all the wealth I make from this channel, is find ways to be of service. You know, I would travel the world and just meet people. I would make even better videos, you know, just like all of these other, you know, really big YouTubers do that everybody likes, you know. Yeah, that's my dream, really. My dream is just to get to a place to where I'm just doing this because I like it. Basically, I want to be PewDiePie. You know, love him or hate him. The man is winning. He absolutely beat the game, dude. He beat the game. He beat the YouTube game. He really did. Like, he retired. He really retired. The guy is just making videos now because he wants to. Not because he has to, you know? He just enjoys it. That's where I want to be, dude. Now, as far as helping people, I don't know if he does that, but really, some of his videos actually that he's come out with over the past few years have actually been helpful, to me anyway. Like, he came out with a video where, you know, talking about steroid use and how, you know, it's pretty prevalent in the fitness industry and that most of the big YouTubers are doing that. And he called that out. I thought that was very informative, and it actually, you know, opened my eyes about some things. But, like, you know, just stuff like that. I mean, you know, and he's honest. You know, I think he's probably the most honest out of the big names in YouTube ever, really, with maybe a couple other contenders there, like, and so yeah, that's actually why I'm subscribed to him, honestly. Like, yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, but you know what? He's made his share of apology videos too, so yeah, he's got it made. He's a father now. You know, he has a family, and as far as we know, he has a loving wife. You know, and like, I mean, he's living the dream, and he's still doing YouTube. It's because he loves it. That's why I want to do YouTube. But unfortunately, right now, I got bills to pay. So I'm going to work really hard. But maybe someday, I can do what he does, you know? And where money is not on my mind, you know, just enjoying life is on my mind. And that's really what he's doing. Even if he's not helping people as much as he could, like, he's still enjoying life. He's doing wholesome things. You know, he's raising his kids. He's being a father. You know, that stuff's meaningful. He's doing meaningful things with his life. You know, he's not just vlogging all the time anymore. You know, he has moved on. He's evolved beyond that, which that's really cool. So yeah, that's something. Yeah, he's literally just enjoying life, especially in these times. You know, again, not going to get political, but you know, I think everybody, regardless of politics, can agree shit's fucked up right now. Lot of bad stuff going on. Not going to go into details, but yeah, I mean, obviously, I moved to the Philippines. There's a reason for that. You know, it's not appropriate to talk about the details of the reasons for that on this channel, but I mean, really, you know, I think everybody at the end of the day, they really just want to be fulfilled. You know, I think the word happiness has kind of gotten confused over the years. You know, I think really, what is happiness? I really think what we're searching for is fulfillment. Okay, contentment. Not just inner peace, but like the knowledge that we did something, that we made a difference, that we matter, that our life had meaning, had purpose. You know, I think really for me, that's why I'm here. You know, I think deep down, that's what most people want. Yeah, see, and that's the mistake. They tie the happiness to the ego, exactly. Yeah, like the more cars I have, the happier I'm going to be. The more drugs I get, I'm going to happier I'm going to be. The more alcohol I get, you know, the more women I get, whatever. No, it's not going to make you happy, bro. I'm telling you right now. If you're chasing that shit right now, you're headed towards destruction. It's a recipe for destruction. But unfortunately, and you know, I think I can say this, most people are in that trap right now. Most people are in that rat race. They think, oh well, if I just get that promotion, or if I get, you know, if I get that next, you know, if I get that promotion, if I raise my income, well, here's the thing. So your income raises, but if you continue to spend the way you're spending, it's not going to matter. You know, look at how you're spending too, that kind of thing. So it's not really, man. I'm half tempted to just start a Volairen show. I'm really to just can this and just reboot and boot up a Volairen show, honestly, just to talk about this. But really, I do need to. I am going to need to work out at some point. I am thinking about adding some rest days to my workout schedule, but I don't know if I want to do it. I'm very cautious because in the past, whenever I've tried to have rest days or take the day off from exercise, like one day will turn to 2 days, will turn to 3 days, will turn to 2 weeks, and the next thing you know, I'm not working out anymore. And I cannot afford that to happen. So I'm still mulling it over, but I think I may need to have a rest day here and there, because any fitness YouTuber will tell you that resting is important in a workout routine. So like I think I am going to need to, maybe what I could do, so what I've been doing is basically I do running one day, I do calisthenics the other day, and then I do HIIT training, you know, one set to failure, every body part, the third day. And then I've just been repeating that cycle over and over again for the past month or so. What I could do is maybe on, you know, every 2 cycles, so we'll call that one cycle, the, you know, run, calisthenics, HIIT training, one cycle. And then every 2 cycles, I take a day off, you know, to kind of bridge it there. So it actually would make sense for a full week, right? 7 days a week. That's exactly 7 days. So I would be working out, I'd be working my full body twice a week, which is what all the bodybuilders recommend, okay? Or any fitness YouTuber recommends. That's pretty common knowledge. You know, at least twice a week or more, you know, depending on what your goals are, right? But twice a week is pretty standard for like full body workout. and if you want to, if you want to build mass and want to get stronger, right? Which is what I want to do. I'm not going to be a professional bodybuilder or anything. I don't have those kind of aspirations, but I do want to look jacked. I do. That is my goal. One of my goals. So yeah, I want to get a full workout in twice a week, but I think definitely. And then there's that day of rest. I think that may be enough. And it's not too much to where I'm fucking off too much. My cycle was just walking on the treadmill for like half an hour, working my way up to full hour. Then do like sit-ups and stuff. I'm just trying to lose weight. Yeah, sure. So the treadmill's good. Yeah, the treadmill saved me for sure. Yeah, man, especially if you're just starting, I guess we'll talk about fitness a little bit. If you're just starting, like for me, whenever I've lost weight, I had to start small and work my way up, which is what I'm doing now. I've been increasing my weight, increasing the time, so, and just, evolving as I get stronger. But yeah, now something I recently learned is that there does come a point to where you can do too much or go too long. And so this is actually one of the schisms in the fitness community is the two schools of thought. One is basically volume training, where more is always better. Like quantity is always better. Like, if you can run, running for an hour is better than running for 30 minutes. And like, the more sets you do, the longer you do is always better than doing less. But then there's another school of thought, and this is the one that I personally subscribe to, that is the exact opposite. That's like the more intense it is for the shorter amount of time is actually what will get you the gains and is actually the most optimal thing to do. So yeah, I mean, and for me, especially as a aspiring full-time YouTuber, I guess I wouldn't consider myself full-time technically, but that's my goal, is to work on this as much as I can. That's what I've been doing. It saves a lot of time. It just saves a lot of time not doing volume training. It saved me loads of time, and I've gotten results not doing volume training. So like, it's kind of like marathon versus a sprint, right? Now, you're going to lose weight off both, right? Exercise is exercise. And that's the other part of it about this that I've learned over the years. Like, movement is required. So, diet can work, and I have lost weight before where I didn't really exercise that much. But I was a lot weaker at the end, and I still had issues, and I still was not at the body fat percentage that I wanted to be at. So you got to look at body fat percentage too, and again, before I go any further, I am not a fitness expert, okay? I'm not a personal trainer. I didn't go to school. I've just watched a lot of YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube. Now, I was a paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne. I can say that. I have learned a lot about fitness over the years. But like I said, I don't have a PhD. I don't have schooling or, formal training on this subject. It's just something I've known about for a long time. And, but yeah. And now I did learn in college. My health class professor said, look, exercise, the human body requires movement to be healthy. Movement is required. So if you're just sitting on the couch all day, even if you're just, even if you're walking every day, it's being more active is always better than not being as active. So it really just depends on what you can do, right? So just do your best, really. If you can get on the treadmill for a half hour, right, for example, then, you know, maybe after you're used to that, see if you can go on for 40 minutes. If you can go on for 40 minutes, maybe, you know, maybe go up to an hour, but then after that, instead of increasing volume, you can increase intensity, right? You can say, okay, well, I'm used to going for an hour. I don't really have any time to go any further than that, so why don't I just elevate it a little bit and see what happens? So you could try raising the elevation and get more calories that burn that way. But it's not just calories burned, you're changing your metabolism. I think that's really what it's all about. You're changing your metabolism. You're changing the amount of calories that you burn every day. And if you've got more muscle, you're going to burn more calories. So for me, and this is kind of what I've been doing, I keep working out, I keep building muscle, but I keep eating the same amount. So what's been happening is I've been getting thinner and thinner, somewhat. My weight has stayed the same, but it's the fat that I have is getting replaced with muscle. Now, I haven't been able to check my body fat percentage lately. I don't know if my scale can do that, but it's not obvious that it can, so might have to, you know, look into getting that checked. Maybe go to a doctor visit or something, get a physical, I don't know. But, like, I'd like to know at some point what my body fat percentage is from time to time. But really, I think really, the other thing too, when it comes to the scale and weight loss, I really don't think people want, you know, this is a case again as to what do you really want? You know, like, just like with the happiness thing, I think people are confused. I don't think people really want weight loss. I think they want fat loss. They want body fat percentage, right? I think that's what a lot of people want. When they say, I want to lose weight, well, you know, I've lost weight before, but I've still looked, you know, I could still see there was still a lot of fat on my body, right? You know, I guess they call it, what, skinny fat or something? But yeah, so for me, really, I'm looking for that body fat percentage. That's what's more important to me than just how much I weigh. Because, well, the thing of it is, and this is, now I haven't shown my face for a bit, and there's some reasons for that, but one of the reasons is, I'd like to show you guys what I look like once, you know, after a couple months of this, and see if you guys can see a difference or not, you know? But yeah, like, basically what's been happening so far on my fitness journey is I haven't been losing weight, but I haven't been gaining any, and I feel stronger, I sleep better, I have more energy, I'm in less pain, and I can see muscle definition now with the fat that I have. And my fat really hasn't gone away that much, but like, I've definitely seen bulk, so it's pretty obvious lately that I have been building muscle. It's kind of like, it's under the surface of the water, you know what I mean? Like, you can make out the shape, right? You know, and it's rising up to the surface. I think that's what's happening to me right now. And I'm going to continue doing this, you know? It's, like I said, there's been a lot of benefits happening lately that I didn't expect, that like, that had nothing to do with the number on that scale, you know? Really don't. I think at the end of the day, too, I think people also, it's about how you feel, right? For a lot of people. Not just, you know, the body fat percentage, not just the weight, but like, how do you feel about yourself? How do you really feel about yourself? Not deluding yourself, not lying to yourself, okay? And that's as far as I'm going to go on that topic, but you can read between the lines there. But like, actually, how do you actually feel about yourself You know, do you feel accomplished? You know, are you, and what kind of problems are you still dealing with, right? Like, for example, my sleep's gotten better. Again, my sleep's gotten better, you know, and as you guys can tell, I have a lot more energy now than I did several months ago. Like, several months ago, I was heavy breathing, dude. I don't fucking do that no more. I don't. I've also been carnivore for several months now. And while it's been disappointing not to see the scale go down, yeah, like, it is awful. It sucks ass. Not being able to sleep when you want to sucks ass. It really does. You know? Being in pain all the time. Hurting to walk around. You know? Yes, I have been carnivore for... I started in April. So it's October now. So it's been close to 6 months now. And I was kind of forced into it because eating meat only was the only, or animal products only was the only way that I could stop eating, that I could stop binging. It really was the only thing that put a stop to it. It's the only thing I could do to not get cravings was to eat animal products. You know, cheese, eggs, beef, you know, pork, chicken. I had to stop eating plants entirely. Every time I ate plants, any kind of plant material, didn't matter what it was. You know, it could be potatoes, it could have been like the stuff that I used to eat that I thought was healthy, right? That actually helped me lose weight, or I thought it was helping me lose weight. Initially, I lost 70 pounds counting calories. Some of you may know this from a while ago. Yeah, like, now we got to be careful talking about him, but you know, because politics, but like, you know, but yes, that, yeah, you know, but also, you know, the guys I follow, you know, Dr. Ken Berry, you know, Anthony Chafee, I watch their videos very, very frequently. Yeah, it's okay. We can dip our toe. That's fine. But like, you know, as long as we keep it to the topic of diet, right? And I think so. Yeah, that's what's been going on. I've been on carnivore for going on 6 months now, and like I said, while the scale hasn't gone down, I have felt better than I have in my whole life. You know, and I know that the scale eventually is going to come down, or the body fat percentage at least is going to come down at some point. I think right now my body is just repairing itself. I think that's really what's going on. I think my body is cleaning itself out, repairing itself. They call it oxalate dumping or whatever. That's kind of what I believe is happening. Yeah, there've been a lot of other changes too, like changes to my goddamn bowel movements for one. Don't really want to talk about that much on this channel, but like a little too much information. But yeah, things have been going on in the bathroom that I was never used to before, in a good way. So yeah, so that's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, there's all these changes to my body that have been happening over these past 6 months that I never expected, that are positive, that, you know, problems that I had 6 months ago, I don't have them anymore. You know, like before, and this is the secret, guys, behind why I took so many hiatuses and so much time between content on my channel, is because almost every day Every day I opened my eyes for the first time, it was like spin the wheel of fortune. That's how you're going to feel today. So I could never plan. I could never predict. I could never schedule or do anything accurately. Because there was always a large chance that when I got up and I needed to do stuff, that I couldn't do it. I just simply did not have the energy that day. Or I was emotionally upset about something, or whatever, you know? Or my emotions were out of whack, you know? Oh, by the way, guys, I have been off of my psych meds for 4 months. 4 months! And I didn't get super crazy. Not as much as I could have. And my sleep is way better now because of that, I'm pretty sure as well. So, yeah, now, however, the operator, merchant marine, VTuber, very much your health is a bit unstable on the past few months. So, not sure I understand that question correctly, but what I was going to say, before I say anything else, guys, every time I talk about this, I have to say this. I have to say this disclaimer. Do not go off your meds without talking to your doctor. Do not do that. Do not do what I did, okay? I am not telling anybody to do that. I do not want that responsibility, okay? That is not... What you do with your meds is your responsibility. I do not give medical advice, you know. I am not telling you what to do with your meds. So, like, if you're thinking about getting off your meds, you need to talk to your doctor. Talk to your psychiatrist, talk to your primary care physician. Do not, you know, do not. In fact, this is my rule with medication. I do every fucking thing the doctors tell me to. In fact, getting off my medication without consulting them first is an anomaly for me. That was a special situation and I took a big risk doing that, but I felt that I can't do this anymore and I don't have access to any of my doctors. I'm just going to do it. And I took the risk, but it was a risk, a huge risk. Do not do that. Do not try this at home, kids, is what I'm basically saying. Do not try this at home. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your provider. Don't do what I did before you talk to a professional. That's not the best practice. That is not, you know, what I did several months ago is not how you should do it, okay? So I am not a role model there for sure. Yeah, and it was a huge risk, and I was scared. But I kept my head on my shoulders. I agree with myself, like, okay, if I start getting, you know, if I start having bad thoughts or whatever, or if I start going really super crazy, you know, if I get lots of mania or whatever, then I will start taking them again. Well, it's been 4 months, and I have not felt the need to take them this whole time. In fact, I have gone through a lot of shit these past 4 months. Moving to another country. Lots of family drama. Like I said, I can't talk. I'm not going to talk about it on this channel. But I had a lot of family drama these past couple months. I had, and still do. I've had a lot of other drama, you know? Getting acclimated here. Getting set up. Finding a place to live. I went through all of that. The stuff with this channel. I went through all of that without breaking down or having a meltdown. Of it, not even one. And I handled a lot of it calmly and patiently. Yeah, and thank you. I'm very, yeah, so I'm very grateful that I'm off most of my meds today. Now I still take my blood thinner because I don't want a blood clot again. And the reason I take blood thinner is because I don't think that has anything to do with my diet. And I don't think that has any... It's basically my genetics is why I'm taking that. I have bad genetics. I have a blood mutation. Or that's what the doctors tell me. Yeah, no, I will not talk about my family drama on this channel. Not at all. That's not appropriate. There are people involved. You know, it's not fair to them to talk about it. That is nobody's business but me and my family's. You know, so by the way, nice to meet you, VTuber. Are you a VTuber? What is that like? I've got to ask. I've thought about making an avatar myself, but I've always kind of declined every time. Just for personal reasons, not because I judge it or anything. I have considered it on occasion. Do you enjoy it? Let's see what he says. But I guess I'll wait for your answer, but in the meantime, yeah, I mean, so I'm off the meds. I've been carnivore for 6 months. I haven't lost any weight, but my body has gone through a lot of changes. I think the games you play, especially Stellaris, should be avatar face cam free. I feel like I need to see the whole HUD. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it too, to be honest. Especially with the Stellaris content, is like, my face kind of gets in the way. Too much competition being a VTuber, but I like the privacy. Yeah, sure, man. I think really it just depends on the YouTuber, right? Like, there's strengths and weaknesses to being a VTuber, showing your face, or not showing your face and being faceless. Yeah, pretty much I enjoy a VTuber, yeah. I mean... Now, I have shown my face on this channel, so, like I said, one of the main reasons I haven't been lately is because I'm not really doing Philippines videos anymore. Doesn't mean I won't do the occasional one here and there, but I don't really feel that that's the direction I want to take my channel right now. Especially with the lack of success that I had with the ones that I came out initially. But you know, I had to it was my situation, so I had to dip my toe in that water at least a little bit and see what happened. I had to open that door and look inside at least. But yeah, it didn't really pan out. So, you know, but I don't regret the Philippines videos I made. It's just history for my channel, you know. Yeah, there's a shitload of U.S. restaurants here. It's nuts. I was floored when I saw Texas Roadhouse. I was like, I can't believe this is here. This is nuts. But yeah, and that's kind of the other reason I'm grateful to be carnivore, because I'm in Southeast Asia. I could eat myself to death here, guys. Seriously, I could. Like, I could just dive into the food. You have no idea. Like, I mean, I used to binge off of all-you-can-eat Chinese restaurants, dude. If that's any indication of how much, like, I would, you know, my dark side would love to just, you know, dive in here. So I'm really glad that I don't have that desire right now. I have no desire. That's the thing. With carnivore, I don't get cravings, other than for more carnivore. The cravings I get, they're just for more meat. The meat satisfies me. I don't think about cake. I don't think about donuts. I don't think about candy. I don't think about any of that stuff. I don't think about potatoes. I don't think about yogurt. I don't think about anything with sugar in it. VTuber thing is a bit complicated on how it works, but the main asset is the privacy of the identity. Yeah. I mean, and that's kind of the other reason I didn't go into the VTuber space, is because it just seemed like a lot of fucking work, dude. I can't imagine how much work you guys have to do to keep that shit going. Like, you gotta know code or something, I would think. Like, or borderline, you know, coding. And I really try to avoid coding whenever possible with anything that I'm doing. Just yeah, I'm not an IT guy, so yeah, like you'd have to like, I'm sure you have like special programs and stuff that you got to mess with and be familiar with. I just didn't really feel like doing that, you know. But yeah, you know, I'd love to just I think. So yeah, you know, I'm going to keep working out. I'm going to keep living here as long as I can. I am going to have to probably see if I can re-up for 6 months on my visa here in the next couple weeks. See if I can do it online. I got my ACR card, so I should be able to do it, hopefully. That goes well. If not, I'll just walk into the immigration office down the street and do what I did this time. Hope that the person that I get isn't an asshole. The last immigration officer I got was fucking great, dude. He was like on my side. He was cool as shit, dude. I already talked about it, but like, yeah, like, so, there is a couple other very impactful things that have happened lately that I really can't talk about at all, unfortunately. But they're especially in the realm of relationships and romance. I just don't feel comfortable talking about it at this time. But yeah, like, so there is some of that going on behind the scenes. I really don't. But yeah, like I said, at this time, I don't feel it's appropriate to talk about, especially the details, obviously, of that, for various reasons. But yeah, things, you know, things are going really well, like on paper right now in my life. And I'll tell you guys, I'm in a highly secured building. I have never felt this much security in my whole life in the United States. Never. It's great. Basically, put it this way. If you were to try to stalk me, for example, you would have to, first, you'd have to leave the country, right? Let's say you're in America. You'd have to leave the country. You'd have to find out, you know, you'd have to dox me, obviously. And then say even if you did all that, you'd still have to come here to this building, which is absolutely massive. Like, you are not, unless you already know, you are not going to pinpoint my location in this building. It is that, like, I'm in a skyscraper. I'm in a skyscraper. A huge one. And, like, you know, elevators, lobby, everything. And the thing is, even if you found out which building that was, you wouldn't even, it's so big, you wouldn't even know where to enter. And then on top of that, if you did figure out where to enter, there is a whole bunch of security in the lobby that will look at you and go, who are you? You know? They will literally ask you that question. Who are you? What's your unit number? Who are you here? You know, I haven't seen you before. Who are you here with? And that's their job. So I got those people. And then, on top of that, even if they don't, and they don't do their job, you still need a key card to get into my elevator. And then I have, like, yes, I'm in a high rise. Ton of security. And then you got to know what unit I'm in. And there are 40 floors here. And each floor has like 10 or 15 apartments, 15 condos. And there are high rises like this all over the city, so you're not going to be able to figure out which one I'm in. Okay? It's nuts. And even in the area that I showed my videos, there are like 4 or 5 of these, and they look alike there. So you're not going to know which building it is. But even if you do figure all that out, you still need a key card And the only way you can get that key card normally, if legally, is to be a resident or a tenant. Is to be an owner or a tenant, which I am. I'm a tenant, so they have to give you. So you can't even get into the elevator and go anywhere but the ground floor without a key card. You can't even go to the gym. And then you got to know which floor I'm on, and then you got to know which unit I'm on. So, yeah, a lot of security. It's nice. And the lack of noise. I know you guys, some of you that know me, you know how much I hated the fucking noise of where I used to live in Las Vegas, man. Like, oh my God, the level of disruption. How many times I had to restart the video or redo the slide, redo the audio because of all the fucking noise. I don't get any of that here. There's some noise still here and there, I'll hear the occasional bang or whatever. Yeah, like, yeah, exactly. Like, you basically, yeah, you can pull it off, but it's a lot more difficult to stalk me where I live right now, where I'm living here, than it ever was before, So, like, even if today, like, even if I got doxxed, like, and even if I doxed myself, you guys wouldn't be able to come up here. You know what I mean? You wouldn't. Not normally. Not by conventional means. I mean, the principle remains, if somebody wants to break into your house, they're going to break into your house. But like I said, where there's a will, there's a way. That's always true, but it's going to be a lot more difficult, guys. It's a lot more difficult now to get to me than it ever was before, and I intend to keep it that way. And it opens other possibilities to me that I hadn't considered before, that I'm not going to talk about on this channel. But, yeah, so that's the thing. Like, the security, the level of safety. If I meet for example, if I meet someone crazy, right, that I end up not liking, or it doesn't work out, we fall out, and, they want to, like, and they're a toxic person, I just simply won't let them. I'll just simply go down to the lobby and be like, hey, don't let this person come by here anymore. And that's it. And they don't have a key card anyway, so yeah. Yeah, they'd have to do some Mission Impossible shit to get to me. Really, seriously, that's what would have to be done. They'd have to do some cloak and dagger shit to get to me. I mean, like, the CIA, for example, could get to me no problem. But, like, not a conspiracy theorist, but, like, but the average Joe, the average Joe with a chip on his shoulder, if I piss the wrong guy off on this channel, they're not going to be able to get to me. And, here's another beautiful thing about the Philippines. Some of you may not know. They don't like protesters here. They don't like activism here, okay? If you try to sit outside my building with a sign, good luck. Good luck. We'll see. There is police everywhere here. I have never seen so much police in my whole freaking life. And they've got guns. Guns! Real guns. I'm talking assault shit. I'm not talking about, pistols. Okay? Yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah, good luck with that. That's all I'm going to say. And like I said, no politics, but, like, really, but I mean, obviously throughout history, like, there have been people that they were well-meaning, but they said one stupid thing on the internet, and the next thing you know, they've got all these activists after them. Regardless of what side of the fence you're on, they got people coming after them. So, yeah, I feel very safe here. And the Philippines here is very anti that. In fact, if you're a foreigner and you try to come here and you know, protest or whatever, or be an activist or whatever, you're gonna get deported. You know, they don't accept that here. Only Philippine citizens can engage in that kind of activity. And even then, I don't even know if they allow that. I have to think about the laws or whatever, but yeah. Just a fantastic dinner. Oh my god, I have no idea what it was, but it was good. Pork chop with something on top. Sweet potatoes, apple crisp, yummy. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. I mean, you know, pork chop's good. I eat the pork chop. But anyway, yeah, like, so I felt safer. Like, yeah, exactly. I feel safer here than I've ever felt for a large portion of my life. It's quieter than it's been, that I can remember for a long time. You know, it's just peace, and I can just focus on YouTube. You know, I can just focus on this and working out and just living my life, making myself the best version of myself. So, well, guys, it's been 2 hours and 30 minutes. We really took it to a whole new level here, but it's still only 8:30 my time. I mean, oh, by the way, hi Fenru. So anyway, hey, Merchant Marine, I hope to see you more often. It was good conversation. Echo, as always. You know, nice hanging out with you, man. Hit me up on DM sometime. Can continue our conversation. You know, and like, yeah, thanks for thanks for everything you guys do for me, dude. I really, and I'll end it with this. One of my goals with this channel is to never lose my gratitude. I don't ever want to lose my gratitude for you guys. Every view I get, every comment I get, every member, I want to be grateful for every single one. I don't ever want to lose my gratitude. I lose my gratitude, I'm done. That's basically it. You know, I lose my gratitude, I'm sliding backwards. It's that simple. Gratitude is everything right now to me, and it's going to continue to be. That's the key. You know, I want to be as grateful for 1,000 subscribers as I am for 1 million. You know, I want to be grateful. I'm grateful for everything I get, because it could always be worse. Like, even when I lose subscribers, it sucks, you know? Yeah, true. And I have lost some recently. I think I may have lost, like, maybe... I think I've lost about 200 people in the last 3 months. And that's nothing to scoff at. And it makes me sad, but you know what? My total subscribers is still rising. I'm still growing. And I need to be grateful for that, right? I could look at those 200 people left and be like, oh, everything is shit, I'm so upset, I'm a failure, blah, blah, blah. But dude, look at the numbers. I just hit 3,700 subscribers. That's huge. That's great. That's something to be grateful for, right? Even though I lost those people, I'm still rising, I'm still growing. You know, I got 120 subs this month, you know, extra this month than I did. So yeah, I want to keep my gratitude no matter what. I want to keep that attitude. Anyway, you guys have a good evening or good morning, depending on where you are, and I will see you tomorrow.